She different, yo. Yeah. I'm not going. What up, though? Anyway, yeah. Today we got out a little early because today's Christmas Eve, 2020. Christmas Eve, 2020. Yeah, today's Christmas Eve, 2020. You know what I mean? Our job always let us out early. You know what I mean? When I was working overnight in New York City, we didn't have to work on Christmas Eve. Feel me? So today we get a half a day. We do half the day. Like I was saying previously that I was late today, which is very, you know what I mean? It's not something that happens more often, but I was very late today. Now we get off early, and my bus does not show up until 2 hours later. Usually around this path when I'm going back home, I'm actually jogging. Feel me? But I got 2 whole hours until my bus comes, so I'm not even going. I'm not going to jog to my stop. I'm sorry. I'm not going to jog to my stop. I'm just going to take it easy, walk. Feel me? I'm trying to be very disciplined. I did good this week because I usually would have stayed. Because I'm so, you know what I mean? This year I knew it was going to be difficult. Just to give you I knew it was going to be difficult this past the months coming in because the way my job is set up. Well, I knew the way my job was set up and everything else like that. You know, the timing and everything else. If you know, you know. But I knew it was going to be difficult because I came all the way to California and I didn't have that much time, honestly. So my job work with time. They provide you with time. If you run out of that time, you basically get let go. So when I first came into Cali, I didn't have that time. So I finally got my hands on that time. Then knowing me, the way I do in New York, when I get my hands on that time, I deplete the time. I basically get rid of it. When the time is at a very, very low point, this is when I get motivated. Because I have no choice now but to come to work. I have to get up. So I use that as my motivation. And some people be like, oh, it's like living on the edge. It's insane for some people, but I just use it for other purpose. I'd be like, nah, I'm coming to work because it's now or never. Because I've always had jobs where I couldn't be like, well, I'm not coming in today. I got time. So it was never, hold on, blah, blah, blah. The jobs that I had in my past, right? You can't compare it to what I have now. Man, if I'm probably not even gonna throw this shit on. That's it. But everybody probably know already. Who are you lying to? Anyway, the job that I'm the reason why I said who are you lying to, because I always try to not say where I work at. Then if you listen closely, I always give it away. Then I remember, like, who the fuck am I lying to? People already know. Like, people know me already. Like, people know where you work at. You even wear the jacket sometimes. Your name badge I've showed in a couple of your videos. So who the fuck? But it's all about acknowledgement. I don't want to acknowledge that I said that. I didn't say I worked there. It's just like asking a cop. Are you a cop? What are you talking about? Feel me? Fuck you talking about, man. He can't say yes or no, especially if he's understanding. If he say yes, then guess what? That operation is no longer valid. So a cop can never identify. If he identify himself as a cop, then he has to follow the rules and everything of engagement and everything else. But if he does not identify himself as a cop, then under the operation, he can act like a civilian and play that role. So that's why people, when you're doing a sting sometimes, and you ask a cop who you don't know is a cop, are you a cop? They always be like, yo, what the fuck? Instead of just saying no, because they can't say no. You feel me? They just can't say no. They just can't. Because you can go in court and be like, Well, I asked him if he was a cop, and he told me no. Da, da, da. And you can use that as a case against you. Can use it against you. You can use it for yourself. So if you ask somebody is a cop and the person said no and he's actually a cop, you could be like you can tell your lawyer that, and they can bring that question up in court. I only went that direction because that's the same way I carry myself sometimes. I don't want to admit to the fact that I work at that place because I don't want to be a conflict of interest or something against the rules that I can't do such a thing and mention them. You know what I mean? The broadcaster is not of, this is of my own opinion only. So I don't want to involve them in any form of my opinion and my discussions and everything else like that. You feel me? So that's why I don't like mentioning them or attaching them to any form of my services or my broadcast or my live stream or whoever will come across it by mistake. You feel me? And take offense to it in some kind of way. So that's why I always get mad and I be like, fuck, I didn't say that, I said this. So that's the only way. I'm sorry I had to go through that long explanation. But it was very important. I like to just blab it off, but sometimes you just gotta say word for word and explain it word for word and speak very clearly and be articulate in your explanation. So that's what I try to do in that moment right there. You dig? But sometimes I just like to be like, no, call it. Alright, let's move on to the next subject. But sometimes people just don't understand it. So this is me watching my video over and understand that sometimes I do brush a lot of things off. And I'm like, nah, you gotta finish the whole sentence so people can understand it, so they don't use that against you. Because they say they're not watching it, but then they're criticizing you of these things. So, you gotta finish the sentence, finish your thought out. I know there's a lot of thoughts coming in, you're supposed to. You gotta put a cap on each thought and make sure you finish that thought out and move on to the next thought. That's you having controls over your thought. Feel me? Especially when you smart like myself and others. Feel me? We don't get to finish our sentence. We just keep going and going. And you gotta finish that thought out. Be in control of it. Let me go behind him. It's a nice car. That shit look polished like some motherfucker. You don't want to tell that shit to another second. I ain't a second mama selling flowers on the sidewalk. Very creative. Christmas and flower. I never seen that before. You feel me? You could do that. You know what I mean? You can't knock the hustle. It's better for a man like him to work for himself than me working for somebody else. You feel me? Because in the streets, we all entrepreneur. We do, feel me? People that sell drugs in the street or so, whatever they're in the streets or they hustling, they want to and shit like that. These are businessmen, but they'll be considered as an entrepreneur, somebody that works for himself. You're a small business entrepreneur. So there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He's better off working for himself than him working for somebody else. And he's being told, go to the 4th floor. No, go back to the basement. I'm sorry, we didn't need you. Go. This is the shit that they do. Just to show that they got some kind of, you feel me? But if you work for yourself, you go where you want to go. You cut your own paycheck. And ain't nobody going to pay you like you pay yourself. You dig? Like, ain't nobody going to write that check for you like you pay yourself. Niggas get mad because the owner of the company wrote himself a check for like $100 million. It's still far for bankruptcy and niggas is getting mad. Yeah, nigga, how the fuck you get mad for? Nigga, you say, what is my title, nigga? My title says CEO, which means I say what the fuck I am entitled to say, man. It's my company. I write the check. I don't get mad at these niggas. You just a worker and you wanna control what kind of check I write for myself and I hired you. People don't get the game, man. Y'all niggas is crazy. You feel me? If you're gonna be a worker, at least know your position. There's a point guard and a power forward and the center. Everybody know their position. Once everybody know the position, the team win championship. You feel me? That's just what it is. But niggas be getting mad over shit they can't control. And I be like, I'm baffled. I'm like, yo, what's the war coming to? Yeah, I be baffled. I'm like, what's the war coming to? They be mad. These people, it's a pandemic and these big companies, I'm like, yo, they started a company, man. What do you want from these people? If you was in that position, you would do the same thing. I seen niggas complain about these things, and they get put in that position, and they become worse. I seen that in my old 2 hours at Amazon. But these people was co-workers, they was complaining for days. Oh, they was complaining for days. You know, I've been in the company for a long time. I done trained general managers, I done trained PAs, I done trained everybody. I know it's sad to say, people are like, oh, you train this person, you train that person, then why you not this person? That's just my luck, you feel me? It's a government. But the truth of the matter, I have trained a lot of people. And truth be told, the same people complain about everything. When they're in my position, they be complaining. They're like, yo, they don't understand the workers, man. This, that, and the third. Like, that these people sell their soul to reach the top, and they do the exact same thing that they were on this. They was complaining about the workers. Exact same thing. Exact same thing. So I'm like, yo, it seems like it's not the person, it's a possession. You see, when you get possessed by the position that you're in. It's like you have to be a very strong person to overstand that position. You see? So some people can reach the same level in their life. They be like, yo, that nigga acting different. Now, he not acting different. He's still the same person. He's just being possessed by the position that he's in. He don't know how to control it. You feel me? Because when he was in that state, sorry. Because when he was not in that stage, he was complaining. You feel me? He didn't know how to handle that position when he was in too. He was just complaining. Yo, they don't understand how we feel. When he got to the other stage, he felt like, yo, I gotta do what was done to me. So hurt people gonna hurt people when they get to the same position. You feel me? So, and that's how it goes. Nigga ain't changed. That nigga's the same person. He's just been, it just enhanced the person of who they are. And you just happen to be probably the same nigga that's complaining about the nigga that's in front of you, and you ain't do nothing yet, cause you mad. you mad cause you still in the same position begging that nigga to do something for you. You feel me? That shit don't work like that. That's a nice color. Clean. I still got a whole lot of time. I got like, oh man, I'll be back. Because I got so much time, it don't even make sense going in that store right there. I gotta go to the other store. Yo, what the fuck I hate when my pants get that tight. Anyway, so people are possessed by the position that they in. Feel me? And when something possesses you, it's like smoking weed sometimes, or drinking alcohol. It only brings the things out of you that you usually have control over. You lose control of what you were. So if you become a demon in that process and you become a monster, this is something that you was controlling when you wasn't under that influence. Feel me? So people be like, possession. Nah, possession is just something that brings out something that was already in you already. That shit was there already. It was like a toxic situation. You drink too much alcohol and you start talking. Yeah, you bring in the things that you wouldn't have normally said if you had control of yourself. Now that you don't have no control of yourself, these things come out because you have no control. And that knob, ain't no cap on that knob. Everything just pouring out. And that's what it is about position sometimes too. Anyway, man, this is what it is. We out here. Feel me? We outside, nigga. Fuck, still outside. I was saying we was outside before the rappers started saying that. Matter of fact, then they took that from me. The timetable said they took it from me. That's what it looked like, man. I ain't even gonna lie. My recordings was in 2017. I want to know when they started saying we outside. Feel me? I have recordings from 2009. I have recordings from 2009, man. We got recordings all the way back then. Y'all niggas know what time it is. So for real. Say heavy, please. Say I bet he squeezed. I ain't on it tonight. I need. Oh yeah, they try to beat your boy facing because, you know, I said what I said. Every time I speak the truth, they want to gang up on me and do all kinds of shit. It took them like 20 hours just to, I'm exaggerating, but it took a very long time. It took a very long time for them to even give me a station. They didn't even want to provide me with a station or anything else like this. And people be amazed by me, like how the strength that I show and the compassion that I show sometimes. But I'm the kind of nigga that I'm like, nah, I refuse to give in. I refuse to quit. You feel me? Not by these punk ass niggas, I'm sorry. Because I feel like if you're capable of doing this thing without having compassion and any form of sympathy, and this is like fun to you, then to me, in my eyes, you weak. So I refuse to lose to you. That's just how I see it. Nope. I'll be like, nah, I ain't lose. I refuse. You dig? Yeah, this week I was smart about the way I was moving and shit. Yeah, because I would have just, you know, at the hotel thing, it's convenient for me because I get to wake up early, da da da. Not wake up early. I get to go to sleep late and wake up later. Because the job in the hotel is so much closer. You feel me? So I can even walk to work. But when I stay at my apartment, that shit is ridiculous. I gotta go to sleep early, wake up early, and still, and I'll go to sleep early, I wake up early, and I get to work early. The hotel, I go to sleep late, wake up late, and get to work at whatever time I want, because it's like a walking distance, so it's like I can get to work late or early or late. Lately, I've been early without the lateness in there. Yeah, my bus said 3:25. I know I've been out of it, because they be trying to stop your boy, man, but they don't know that I am divine. Like, I'm walking with a spirit that I don't know myself, honestly. I don't even know how I keep going and how I keep doing it. So they out here trying to stop me from walking. They want to put me in a wheelchair. There's people out there who want to hit you with a car. You see it for yourself, man. I mean, y'all niggas, y'all hear the stories. It's not like I'm making it up. And it's like, he's paranoid. They used to say that. Until people really started saying the truth. And I'm like, you see? I'm like, you see it for yourself, man. These people are really trying to kill me, man. Ever since I mentioned their name and shit, we ain't gonna mention their name anymore. I told niggas I expressed my feelings and I expressed it one time. Feel me? They try to separate themselves with the hair thing. I'm like, it's cool. You got hair. Good for you, man. Congratulations. That shit look good, by the way. Nah, I mean, a whole lot of grease, but it's all good. Yeah, it's still all love. But yeah, they try to demonize me. Each punch, I'm like, nah, that ain't work. Try again. Stay happy, please. Stay out very squeezed. You know, you go in the public sector. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, right back up, son. I'm not even gonna do it. I got enough time to even wait on them. I ain't on it tonight. I need half a cheese. I don't care if you Japanese, Chinese. They do that intentionally because they know as soon as I walk in the store and there's a lot of people, everybody in it, they be calling their cousins and them to stand on line. So they know I don't like long lines, but I don't care about none of that shit, man. I don't have to, because they do that shit so I can walk to another store that they really want me to buy at. And truth of the matter, I don't have to do all of that stuff. Like, I really don't have to. So their plans don't work like the way they think it's going to work. Like, it really doesn't. Because they be thinking they know it all, but truly they don't know shit. They don't know nothing. Anyway, it's just I can easily. Yeah, I don't feel like wasting my money though, honestly. That's the whole thing. Cause I could have just got a cigarette over there. Like, let me check my bus, boy. I don't talk my shit. Y'all niggas. Oh, matter of fact, I ain't even gotta get off. I'm still recording. Yeah, just I posted some throwback videos. You know what I mean? I had one called Advertisement. You feel me? I didn't. Let me step back, cause these niggas is weak. They'll try to hit you and say, I'm sorry, sir," with a smile on their face and everything. Like, oh my God, show sympathy. They know interesting. They've mastered the art of showing sympathy. They've mastered it. They don't give a fuck, a flying fuck about it. Damn, how the fuck all these cars be coming out of nowhere? These fucking fuckers. Fucking fuckers. Yeah, they don't know what it means to be sorry. They just use these words. It's like, the reason why I know, because it kind of remind me of myself. I'm gonna tell you a story. It was once upon a time when I came to this country, right? And I had to learn the culture. So to us, we see America like almost like a fantasy land. So it's like we was like, damn, you gotta eat. We were so used to eating with our hands. They was training me to learn how to use a knife and a fork at the same time. It's like, you have to do this, or you can't be embarrassing us. Hold on, this like, you can't be embarrassing us. You gotta learn how to do this. Where the fuck am I? Oh yeah, that's the last one. The last one is here. Shit, man, I got time. I got time for real. So they say, yo, you cannot be embarrassing us. You gotta learn how to do this. You gotta learn. I got time, man. I can talk to y'all niggas all day. I'm talking until I figure out what to do now. It's like you gotta learn how to basically use the fork and the knife and everything else, and then you get into the habit of wanting to be down. You feel me? You get into the habit of wanting to sound like American. You feel me? Not trying to sound white or black or whatever or Native American. You just want to sound. You want to be. You don't want to stick out too much, so you start talking a little more proper and everything else. Because I had an accent and everything else and everything else like that. So I started learning these things gradually. And and saying things, you see them getting sorry about saying things that you don't feel the same about, because you came from a place where you've seen these things happen so many times. It's like numb to you. You're like, that's not something like, it's like, but then you get to see, you play into the act. You be like, oh yeah, awesome, and all that bullshit. Like, that's their culture, and that's how they express themselves. But that's not how I express myself, because I came from a whole totally different place. But I'm like, damn, I'm learning these things, but at the same time, I realized that while I'm learning these things, it wasn't genuine. I want y'all niggas to understand very, very carefully. The things that I was learning, you have to know the difference between learning and understanding. You feel me? Just because you learn something doesn't mean you have to take it in. I understand why they act the way they act like that. That's part of their culture. This is how they express themselves. This is their way of life. I'm learning these things and I'm taking it in and I'm expressing it too, but I wasn't genuine about my expression of it. You feel me? And that's, thank God I caught it. You feel me? Because you have to be able to catch these things. And so most of the people that do come here sometimes, or some people that have been here already for a long time, even then they still continue on this long mistake that they keep doing it. I caught it in my lifetime, so I know they could have caught it in their lifetime too. You feel me? So you out here they don't know how to show compassion. They don't know how to be genuine about saying things. They don't know when to stop saying things. You feel me? Because it's like, once you get into that role and you play into that role, it does not become real no more. It becomes an act. So you become a character playing something where you detach yourself feelings from it. You feel me? You've already detached yourself to the point where instead of feeling somebody's pain and having compassion for somebody, all those things get missing because you're just playing an act. Imagine playing a movie and you're an actress or actor in that movie. It's like you're just playing a role. You don't really feel like, even if when you cry and you show tears and everything else, it's part of an act. You don't really feel like that. You feel me? So that's why I said what I said. So that's why I said I can relate to it, because I used to be the one in that position when I came to this country. I'm trying to learn their ways. I'm trying to learn the culture and everything else like that. But one thing about America that I miss is like, yo, my nigga, you can still be an American and still be yourself. You feel me? You don't have to be, you feel me, just be yourself. And a lot of people are like that, but at the same time, they still trying to be, like, that down shit don't work, my nigga. You feel me? Just be yourself. And I just one thing I learned, I'm like, yo, you can still be American, you can still go to school, you can still earn a PhD, and you can still have your own accent and have your, and if it's okay, you don't understand them, they will laugh at you and be like, huh? They're like, yo, she's so this, like, she's so African, like, she like, what do you mean? Like, you know, saying girls, like, you can tell they sold themselves, like, what do you mean, huh? They like, oh, saying, you know, languages. They be like, huh? What is that? What did you say? And it's like, you got to stop them and be like, no, he's just playing, da-da-da. Like, stuff like that. Like, you can still be yourself. These things will come onto you gradually. You feel me? You don't have to force it. You don't have to fake it. And none of that stuff. You don't. Like, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, like, you feel me? Don't hate me for it. I didn't call nobody's race. I didn't call nobody. I included myself. So if anybody should be mad at me, I should be beating myself up today. Like, yo, fuck out of here, nigga. What you said about me? No, I include myself. I put myself as an example first because I wanted to show y'all through my experience that I understand what's going on with some of y'all. But it's time to change that up. You feel me? Change it up. Change it up. Like, that game is old. You feel me? That game is old. You feel me? Y'all niggas ain't learned that because y'all decided to keep faking it. Y'all still playing that character. And it's like, yo, being American is being yourself. That's a nice one right there. I ain't even gonna lie. You just gotta be yourself. That's it. Just be yourself. People will accept you for who you are. So I know people always try to say he's not himself. That's a lie. I put out videos and I'm still the same way, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just decided to stop doing certain things. They still want me to do some gangster shit and do some this, like, those things is dead with me. They're dead a long time ago, man. I'm not that person of myself anymore. I evolve, you feel me? As you can see, man, I evolved. They want me to, like, cause violence. Like, I could cause violence and all that shit and try to defend myself, but I evolve. I'm like, nah, like, you feel me? Saying things you don't have to defend. When you solid, you solid. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? If you see anything, when you build it, they're gonna come. That's all. I say stuff like that, but I don't have to do the things that they tell me I have to do. You seen what happened when I exposed them and everything else like that? Niggas who try to kill you and shit like that and all that. So I'm not the one showing aggression. A guilty person will always show aggression. Always show aggression. You feel me? So I don't have to show any aggression. I know I'm not guilty. I know I'm innocent. You feel me? I'm an innocent man. Just misunderstood. I'm not, yo, I always say this, man. Take a look at my action and take a look at any individual action throughout my past. It can be a friend, family, stranger, a hole in the wall. Take a look at all their actions. And if they've accused me of something, then take a look at my action and take a look at their action. You feel me? That's all I've ever asked for. That's all I've ever asked. I didn't, like, take a look at my action. What is my character saying? Feel me? I'm not doing none of this shit that they said I'm doing. They're setting a booby trap for me to do these things. Hell. This is real, man. Yeah, that shit nasty. Alright, y'all gonna get a whole nastiness. Alright, they send a booby trap for me to fall into the booby trap so I can act the way they perceive me to act. I'm sorry, my sweatpants, but you had to get this nasty. You feel me? So they out here making up lies, then they setting up the booby trap, or they probably make up the booby trap first, then they be like, oh, look, he's trying to steal the cheese. And I'm like, dang, y'all making these things up. Like, y'all literally dangling the fruit in front of me and hoping that I steal it. feel me? They're making it easy for you to do what you're doing. Then later on, they capture you and be like, yeah, like, don't fall into that trap. It's the same thing that when the FBI came with a truck, right? They put a truck full of Nike sneakers in the hood and they open the back door and expect people not to steal it. A guy saw it and called the cops. And it's like, yo, you don't do shit like that, man. And they found out that it was a sting operation. And that's how they capture people. Like, then that's what some individuals are doing. Like, they're trying to lie on you, so they set up traps. And when you like, oh, that was too easy, and you take it, and guess what? Boom. They do that with women. They do that with money. They do that with all that. So y'all gotta be careful. It's not just me. You gotta see the bigger picture. Y'all niggas probably think, oh, this is fun. Let me go get them. Nah, man. By the time you realize you in it too, they got a trap for you too. You feel me? You don't even know who it is. Hell, don't look at me. I gotta give you the real, man. You feel me? This is real life shit. I had to. And it's still in there. Yeah, this is the time where you did. I thought I had a tissue, bro. But yeah, like they're trying to set traps for me to take. And I'm like, nah, man. I'm an honest individual. You can't. You be trying for years. Years, like that shit is ridiculous. Stop, man. I sound like a bitch when I said that. Stop, man. Nah, cause it's like I'm showing my sorrowness. You feel me? Like I feel sorry for niggas sometimes. How long are you gonna try to demonize this man and know that this man is pure? So I know I talk my shit, cause I have to. Like, look at what they did. Like, come on, man. How am I supposed to defend myself? Like, and when I can't see a ghost. They got me fighting a ghost and expect me to win. Like, my expectation has been set so high, it's ridiculous. It's like, yo, I can't even make a phone call. Niggas, like, come on, man. People be stealing girls' number out of my phone book. Like, what makes you think that they're not plotting? Even when I try to look, I'm looking at directions to go somewhere already, and they already see what I'm looking at. You dig? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man, this shit is crazy. And everything is technology, so it's like I'm in a losing situation already. I can't even bag a bitch and install the number in there for them stealing it. So if they doing that, imagine what they doing. And they're not even telling the public. They always have an advantage. You feel me? And once you hear that boom and they try to block out the noise, that means it's true. You feel me? Nobody was saying, it was just a quiet, regular car noise, just driving by. Regular car noise, just regular. Once you start saying these technology, yeah, like they got my phone tap. Even when I get a new phone, they got the phone tap. Everybody talking about iPhone. I'm like, yo, I had an iPhone. What did y'all niggas don't understand? I had an iPhone already. It was the same thing. My iPhone stopped charging. Like they didn't want me to charge my shit no more. Like then I'm like, you know what? Why buy an expensive phone and